Hold on, I'll turn off the music. There we go. Slow computer today. Could be worse, could be better. But either way, today we're talking about some players that City must sign. Now, I don't want City to sign all these fellas. I don't have many players to talk about here. So, if you do have any players you'd like to hear, raid. Oh God, where are you raiding from? MCFC TV raid. Thinking it? Wow, big up. Big up, big up. But anyway. Jacob Eval. So Frost, are you actually raiding from somewhere? What's the plan, lad? Either way, I ain't got many players to talk about today, so come the end of my players, I've only got 4 players to talk about, but I tend to talk about them well. But if you think, hold on, let's talk about this guy, I'll obviously talk about him. Of course. I more than want to hear what you guys have to say. But either way, no problem, no just jokes. I feel so bad for me. Why do you feel so bad for me? It's not fair. What's not fair? The last watch along went up down to 24 views. What, the Belgian one? To be fair, I'll be fair here. I mucked up there. It's probably what I deserve for being so late to a stream. And completely misreading it. You know, it's probably my own fault there, to be honest, because people search up a stream when that game is happening, and then they'll say, these guys are live, I'll watch these guys for this game. Meaning, when I go live, which is about 20 minutes into the match, viewers have already decided who they want to watch. I've obviously got you guys who, you guys tend to watch me, but apart from that, other viewers have already decided where they want to go. After all the hope the 420 view one gave you too. Look, that was a weird one. I don't know what it was that did that, but yeah. If anything, it means that it's not impossible for me to get back up there. There is still hope that can happen. But either way, fellas, I'm streaming today, says Frostberry. Hey, Connect, you honestly do way better than me. Big up, Frost. I hope your stream went decent at least. But look, today I want to talk about Man City related stuff. Hence why I got the top. Isn't this a shame? What happened there? Oh, there. Oh, okay, I barely point to it. There. Kind of a shame. You see like the blemishes? That's a stain from food, by the way. That's unremovable. Unremovable. What happened? It got left in the laundry for so long. It got left in not so long. It wasn't too long. But yeah, it was just in the laundry for a while, and that happened to it. Shame, it's never happened to any of my own football shirts. You expect better, but either way, let's get into this now, lads. Starting with a player we got linked to last summer. They said it himself that he didn't want to leave that summer, but would he say no to a move this summer? Of course, I'm talking about Dani Olmo. Plays for RB Leipzig, of course. Now then. Tune that. You've cooked there, lad. But anyway, look. Dani Olmo, obviously one of RB Leipzig's star players, especially after losing Kunku and Vardiol and players like them. we have Dani Olmo here. Last summer we got linked to him, but he likes having an interview. Very happy here. I'm very happy at Leipzig and no intention of leaving. And and you'll see that he didn't. Sorry, lads. City signed Olmo in my play career. See? I know what I'm talking about. It is hot in here, even though it's really windy. It's really not that hot today, but it is hot in this room. But yeah, Olmo 26. He has turned 26 this year, so he's not turning 27. RB Leipzig midfielder. He's got 3 years left on his contract, so we're not exactly going to get him on the cheap, but Leipzig won't really be in a position to rip us off either. But something to note is that he has a release clause, 60 million euros, and set to expire on July 15th, as we stand, as we know. He's obviously a good player. Now, then, there are concerns here. There are concerns. He's had 3 injuries this season and he's missed 27 games, which is the same exact amount as games that he's played. But you can look at that as a concern, but you can also look at that in a different way as well. Let's have a look at a certain player that we've all grown to know and love, and was even robbed of the Ballon d'Or. Of course, I'm talking about Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland at City last season, the season just gone, he did get a few injuries, right, and he ended up missing 15 games. And the season before, he only missed 5 games for us. Now then, at Dortmund, he did have injury problems, let's say. In his last season with Dortmund, 21-22, I see here that he missed 20 games. Season before that, he missed 10. And the season before that, he missed 3. Now, but you see, as seasons went on for Dortmund, he took more and more injuries on. But I'd like to say, City have one of the best medical teams. City have one of the best medical teams in the world, obviously. And when you look at how we track Haaland 22-23, we track him right. We track him how we should have. Dortmund didn't do as much of that because Haaland was so key to them. This could be the same story with Dani Olmo. Let's have a look at Dani Olmo's injury record, not just off last season. Let's have a look now. Dani Olmo. So, last season, he had 20... Oh, blinking it. I've read this wrong. He had 29 games missed. I missed one. 29 games missed for Olmo last season, just gone. The season before that, though, he had 20 games. And the season before that, he had 19. 19 games missed. And as you can see, it got worse and worse there as well. And this can be a cause of overplaying and just too much of a load for certain players. But if you treat them right, when you look at what City did with Erling Haaland in his first season, Haaland would come off a lot near the 60th minute once he scored 2 goals and whatnot. Okay, you would see that quite often with City. You saw it when he scored 5 goals against Leipzig. He came off. Okay, with half an hour left to go, he probably would have hit a new record in the Champions League. But he did his job beyond his job, and the game was won. And therefore, there was no need to risk him anymore for injury. Now, you didn't see that as much last season, and I intend to talk about that eventually. But if we can do stuff like that for certain players and just pinch at their minutes a little bit, potentially we can help out with their injuries because overplaying does take a toll on players. You see it with Pedri at Barcelona. He played like 73 games in a season, and since then he's been injury riddled. Of course, he's getting a bit better now, though, as his body's been given a lot of time to recover. Liz not almost says MCFR TV. Why not Olmo? I mean, I'm not going to say definitely sign him, but we definitely need to sign a player that can play his position. That's the main. That's the main theme of this stream. We need to sign players that like these players, or just sign these players. People in my chat like Frost Fury, we're going to City fans. In my opinion, we're the least toxic Big Six fan base. Yeah, I agree with that. I think what would be your order? Let's say sixth City. Who would you put fifth? I think put Spurs fifth, to be honest. Then Chelsea. Then Liverpool. Then United, Arsenal. But anyway, Olmo. He'd probably cost us around 60 million. There aren't too many rumours linking us to him, though. So I'm not going to say that's a definite, to be honest. Okay. MCFR, you've put Chelsea twice there. People need to realise that Twitter fans don't count. Yeah, Twitter, the thing is with people on Twitter, they'll type anything behind their keyboard and that'll be it. They'll stretch and be like, job done. Because there's no risk behind the keyboard. Backs is Frost Fury. Big up. Anyways, though, let's move on. Dani Olmo, good player. He's got Champions League experience. Let's look at a different player. Eze. A very technical player, a bit different to Olmo. Definitely not as bad of injuries. Only had 5 games missed this season and 1 injury. He's gotten 16 goal contributions for Crystal Palace, which isn't bad considering it's Crystal Palace. 4 yellow cards, 55 million. And look, do you want to know my opinion? I think he turns 26 in August. My finger's here. I think if we don't sign, if no one signs Eze this summer, I can almost see him becoming a bit like Zaha. If you get what I mean. Zaha was known for ages to be too good for Crystal Palace, but no one ever went in for him. No one ever felt like buying him. Thomas Wilson, big up. Big up, welcome to the chat. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I kind of see happening with Eze unless he gets the move this summer. I think we could possibly I think we could do this. I think it's within our power. Apparently, the transfer would probably cost over 60 million, which probably to be expected with English tax. So probably going to be looking around 70 mil if we were to sign him. I've only given it like a 45% chance because, well, I mean, there's not many rumours. We were linked to him last summer with David Ornstein, and a couple of the rumours have sprouted again. The Athletic have been brought up. Okay, I just had an update on Dani Olmo. Just checked our City Extras Instagram to get an update. Man City appreciate Dani Olmo. Man City liked the player. He was one of the players they had on the list. For example, last summer or 2 years ago. But at the moment, as of now, City are not working on the deal for Dani Olmo. At the moment, the intention of City is not to advance this kind of solution because they're looking at different opportunities, different positions. So as of today, Dani Olmo is going to is Dani Olmo going to Man City? No. At the moment, the situation is quiet. So at the moment, then Dani Olmo is looking. He could seriously get injured this year and cannot play 70 games. Yeah, that's what scares me of Rodri. Rodri, like Rodri is the problem is with Rodri. Like, I think Rodri is a happy player at City. I think he loves playing for us, and all that. I think he gets on with everyone. But at the same time, he's got to acknowledge his own fitness, his own health. He hasn't got a number two. We don't have a number two for Rodri. You can say Kovacic can cover for him. Look what happened when we played Arsenal without Rodri. We created nothing and we lost the game. I think we will get something for Rodri because we're donuts if we don't. We're donuts if we don't. And I don't think we're donuts. And don't worry, I will talk about Rodri. We could, but the problem is with Rodri, we could see a Pedri situation. This fella has played so many games. Let's just have a look at how many games Rodri's played last 2 seasons. Yeah. Let's have a quick look, shall we? This season, including the Euros, he's played 52 matches, 4,503 minutes. Now then, in terms of just City though, 4,327 minutes. Now then, let's go to the treble season. 56 games, 4,480 minutes. Rodri has played over 100 games for City within 2 seasons. Let's go to the Aston Villa 3-2 season. 46 games, bringing him near enough 150. Now I'm going quite far now, but the Champions League final loss season, 53 matches, 3,997 minutes. Now then, do you know what the problem is here? It isn't the big numbers, 50. It's the minutes. It's the minutes. This guy plays so much football. And in case you're wondering, you might not really know how much 4,000 minutes is, but let's have a look at Phil Foden. Man City's probably our star player last season, let's be honest here. Phil Foden played. Phil Foden also played. Oh wait, no, that's including the Euros. Phil Foden played 4,500 minutes this season. Star player. But you're not the differences here. The difference is with Phil Foden playing this amount of minutes and Rodri. Give me a second. Let's have a look at the full stats. Let's go to the season before. Now then, Phil Foden did have an injury or two in this season, but he played 2,600 minutes. Rodri has been doing this back to back to back. No breaks. Well, the summer, but you get what I mean. 21-22 season, 3,000 minutes. Phil Foden, one of our star players for seasons now, has been playing less minutes than Rodri. Significantly less minutes than Rodri. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let's get back here. Tiki's disgrace. If we don't get Rodri replacing yeah, Frost gets his back again. Big up to everyone tuning in. I'm back, so friend. Remember next season, that big World Cup too, exactly. More Champions League games next season as well, an extra 2 in the group stages. Hello, Ali there. Exhaustion, yeah. Ali, congratulations. What happened to congratulations, Ali? I don't know what happened, but big up Ali though. Congratulations. I don't know what we're congratulating you for, whether it's for you tuning in or whether it is just something you accomplished in life. Either is great. But look, Rodri has played an absolute ton of minutes, and as we're talking about Rodri so much, we might as well get onto the kind of the second theme of the stream. Rodri cover. And as you can see by the little prompt up at the bottom, Kimmich to lighten the load. Now then you might be wondering, lighten the load, why do we need to lighten the load? He's not going to lighten the load for the team. No, but he will lighten it for Rodri. He's got a decent injury record, 4 injuries, but only 6 games missed, and one of them he didn't even miss any games on. By the way, big up Ali though. I've just seen you got an A- on his test without studying. Nice. Don't get much better than that, lad. Big up to everyone tuning in currently. We've got 7 people. I want Kimmich. I think that this is the golden opportunity here. I genuinely do. He's worth 50 million. He's got 1 year left on his deal. 1 year left on his deal. Contract negotiations, we don't really know where that's at. He said that he wouldn't do any contract negotiations until until he knew who the manager was. He now knows who the manager was, and now we don't know where he stands. Does he want that? Does he want to be in the company who got Burnley relegated? I know signing older players isn't ideal, but what I will say is I'm not looking for a young superstar here to replace Rodri. I'm looking for someone to help him, to cover him, to give him a hand. Kimmich, there doesn't get much better. And do we really want to go and sign someone a bit like Calvin Phillips? Do we really want to go sign it as someone a bit of a mystery like Calvin Phillips? With Kimmich, there is a high chance that he will be able to perform like Rodri. Hold on, we've got a lot of comments there. Couldn't be bothered with Gundo last season. He wanted to stay. It's a weird situation, this one. I'm pretty sure since the Villa season, Gundogan, before the Villa season, Gundogan wanted to extend his contract to City, but City put it off for a bit. We put it off. Barcelona then came in at the beginning of the treble season, the very beginning of the treble season, and they put a word into Gundogan, start whispering in his ear, putting thoughts in his head, come enjoy the sun in Barcelona. And when that happens, trouble begins. But Ilkay Gundogan was still like, nah, I want to stay here. I want to stay with City. Then come January, Barcelona probably still putting a word or two into his ear. The sun, play with Lewandowski, your former mate, play with great midfielders Frankie de Jong and Pedri. Okay, all this is going into his ear, and he's not really getting anything from City. Come March, April time, when Gundogan starts to cook and starts to perform, City are then like, you're doing really good. Here's the paper. Here's the contract. Now then, Gundogan, to begin, was probably like, here we go. Here we go. I'll sign this. He had 1 year. 1 year extension was all that he was getting. Barcelona were offering him about 3. That Barcelona deal may not have been there next year. It was either Gundogan had 2 options. Okay, pretend I'm holding contracts here. The Man City contract that lasted 1 year, probably similar money, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, for 1 year, and maybe with the option to extend for 2. Hold up the other paper. Gundogan, Barcelona, 3 years, 3-year deal. His future is secure here. He's got a secure future if he signs this one. And he does. And fair enough, we left it too late. Maybe if we got him to sign the 1 year deal a little earlier, like in December, could have been fine. But hey ho, it was a while ago. His form dipped. I'll have a look at Gundogan now. Let's have a quick look at Gundogan. What do you mean Gundogan? It doesn't exist. I have such Ilkay then. Then it appears. To be fair, he got 22 goal contributions, Ilkay. Played 54 games, including Euros for 51. 22 GNA for Barcelona isn't bad, to be fair. And if you wanna hear what kind of numbers he had for City, can have a quick look. Let's go to his last season with City, 22-23. And my bad, he got 19 GNA with Barcelona last season. Still pretty good for a midfielder his age. His last season with City, he got 18. So to be fair, similar numbers. He's not tons better or tons worse. Remember his GNA at City was never that good. It was his clutches. Yeah, to be fair, Ilkay Gundogan would his season would never be amazing up until February, March time. Switch would click, and then he'd just start banging in goals, scoring massive goals. Kvaratskhelia. He only had 16 assists for us. Yes, he was never the dog Scoobies, as my dad would probably say. He was never the big man, apart from clutch. Apart from the end of the season, that is when he was clutch. Cialvena Sylvester. Kvaratskhelia. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing here. Race against Everton, a free kick goal, and that ridiculous goal he scored, where he touches it down in the 6-yard box, away from goal, goals back here, and then he just lifts his leg and hits it flawlessly. It was beautiful to watch. It was lovely. The Leeds game, probably could have had a hat trick. Should have had a hat trick if he'd scored that pen, but we won't talk about that. It didn't cost us. Goal against Brighton, yeah. He was always a clutch player, Gundo. He'd always pick up a goal one way or another in the late areas of the season. He was just so good, Gundo. But Joshua Kimmich, let's get back onto this. Joshua Kimmich is a player that Pep obviously likes. He really helped create Joshua Kimmich into what he has become from his time at Bayern. I don't think Kimmich will say no. We could probably get him for around 50 million, maybe cheaper. And we've probably got a good 3 or 4 years of him, depending on how it goes. He's got 13 GNA for Bayern Munich this season, which is a few less than Rodri, but still not bad. Obviously, with a Rodri replacement, not replacement, cover, we want someone to help cover Rodri, and that means all aspects. He had a yellow card. He had 3 yellow cards. He had a red as well, similar to Rodri. To be honest, with Rodri may have actually had it a bit worse. But the Premier League is a lot softer in terms of giving out cards nowadays. They'll give out cards for anything. You hold the ball too long for a throw-in, you're booked. Mr. Beast, Squid Game video rated out of 10. 14 million views in 9 minutes. That's crazy. It is his most popular, isn't it? I won't lie. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna guess you're talking about the old one, aren't you? I liked that video, but I don't think it was incredible. I don't think it was like, oh my god. Rosenbach hit 300 million, but he is flying. I think it's like a 7.5. Frost lad. Don't matter how many times you say it, I ain't saying that. I love circle videos. Lad, I just want to say, if I was on one of Mr. Beast's circle videos, unless I went out to something stupid, I would win. I would actually win. If it's just stay in that circle, don't leave, consider it done. If it's stay in that circle and I get 10 grand an hour, consider it done. I would never leave it. It would become my home. I'd move in, get my PS5 in there, and whatever. You don't even need my PS5. Give me a comic book. Well, give me a few, but I wouldn't leave. I'd absolutely win that. Frost, you'll never bait me. It's my life's mission to not be baited, especially by you lot. It can't happen. If it's with my friends, it's fine, but if it's on air, it's for life. My friends get a hold of that, they'll rinse me. This video's up here for who knows how long. Never get away from it. WWE's gonna sponsor us. I'm gonna sponsor me. My favourite Mr. Beast vid is Eve 100, 1 to 100. That was crazy. Do all my friends watch my channel? They say they have. But they don't often comment. They very rarely have comment. But anyway, lads, let's get back onto this. This one, I'd actually say, isn't a billion miles away. There's a bird on my roof, and that is definitely a bird. No squirrel, that. Get out there. Lad, I'll hit the roof. I'm tall enough. Alright, he's gone. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, though, being Onana from Everton. Look, if you don't want a youngster, if you don't want an older kind of player, he's still there. I thought he was gone. Oh. Um, Look, if you don't want an older kind of player, you've got this lad. Now then, for GNA, it's not Rodri numbers, but this guy is young. It can always be implemented into him. Onana had a good season. Now then, the reason why I think this one actually could happen is because Calvin Phillips is linked to Everton. No thanks, says MCFR. Overrated. Thinking, eh? Anyway, I'll talk about him anyway because I got him on it. Our standards are high, yes, but we don't want to break the bank either. Oh my lord, he's got to get out of there, lad. He's put me off. You know, I'm not going to hit the roof. I'll just go outside and get him to go away. There he goes. Oh, he's gone. MCFR, lad. The problem is with Bruno G, we've had our window. Do you really think 100 million was his release clause? Yeah, that is now gone. Newcastle aren't going to settle. They won't settle for his release clause. They'll be saying to clubs, "You had a chance. 100 million was there. 100 million quid was there. You could have taken him. You didn't take him, and now you come to us wanting him for a similar price. Can't happen. They want more than 100 million now. A lot more, especially since Tonali still wouldn't be available. Look, I want movement soon. We've been really quiet. I understand because my problem is by this time last year we had Kovacic. Here we go, and we knew that we were well and truly in for Bardio. That's what we knew at this point. That much was confirmed. In fact, we actually had a false here we go from Fabrizio Romano on Bardio at this point. We had two here we goes technically. We knew one of them wasn't going to be too far though. I love Tonali. He shouldn't have gambled, but we didn't sell Tonali. It was Tonali. Tonali was never our player, was he? I do wonder when Tonali comes back. I can't remember. Oh, apologies. I won't lie. I'm confident that we will sign. I'm confident that we are going to sign this summer with or without the leavings of certain players. To be honest, I do think we are going to go in for someone. You know, I remember Mancunian Way came on the channel and said we've got like 4 types of players in mind. I'm very confident in the fact that we'll probably go get someone. And the post I read on Dani Olmo as well, Fabrizio Romano, saying at the moment, the intention of Man City is to not advance on this kind of solution, aka Dani Olmo, but they are looking at different opportunities, different positions. So we are definitely looking. It just comes down to who. That was 5 hours ago, by the way. That's fresh. So I'm confident that we are going to see movement from City with or without leaving. True, that's true, but hearing it a bit from Fabrizio as well. I'll copy and paste it into the chat. Exact quote. There you go. That is the quote from Fabrizio. So take Mancunian away with a pinch of salt, of course. But Fabrizio, if we're looking for reliable, this guy is up there. Mancunian Way also said that his sales settlement has been really quiet and they could not sign anyone. That's the reason for Mancunian Way. Well, then you're gonna have to pick, to be honest, because at this point we hear Mancunian Way say that Bruno is 98% done, and then we have this. Which one? One was obviously false. We're both false. We don't know, but with Fabrizio, he does tend to get it almost bang on. But with Onana, look, obviously a bit more development. He turns 23 in August. He's a long-term signing. He would be someone that could hopefully replace Rodri in the future or possibly become the number one over him. I personally can't see him becoming number one for a very long time because I see Rodri almost being like a Busquets and just playing for ages and not really losing that top level out of him for a while, as long as we treat him right. But look, someone has to come in to help Rodri. Guirassy officially joins Dortmund. I'm sick of us exploring and looking and investigating. Just pay the money and sign the player. The Rodri situation is getting to crisis point. If we haven't signed anyone before August, that would be shambolic. We need someone in before August. We should have someone for pre-season. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that he's tired. I'm not surprised they might be feeling something in the ACL kind of area. I'm not surprised. And partly it doesn't even surprise me when he has bad games for us. Because part of him's just tired, man. He needs breaks. He needs a break. And I'm not talking give him a holiday for a month. Try to get him away for a game. Try to get him on the bench for a game. Let him be the guy that comes on for 10 minutes at the end to help us get over the line. Not every game, just some games. Take the load. If you can take Rodri off for an extra half an hour for like 10 games, you would really help fix Rodri. Well, not like his performances, but fix his fitness. It would be huge in helping him. You might even need to do it a bit more this season just because of how played he has been. Pep has to rest Rodri in pre-season. Exactly. Yep, his performances will dip. We need to help Rodri as much as Rodri needs to help us. He plays for us, and we need to treat him as well. We need to treat him as a club as well as he plays for us on most games. I look at the United game. I hate to talk about it, lads. I really do. Okay, now then, there were theories that the players were hungover that game, which partly brought to an awful first half performance. I won't dwell on it too much. And I know we obviously saw images of Rodri pretty drunk after the party, but could it also just be a combination of how tired he is? That is probably the first break Rodri has had in a while. The first night out, I mean, probably since winning the Champions League in the previous season. Now, I disagree with them all going out like that. But a performance like that from Rodri was probably long overdue. City needs to be proactive on this situation because clubs probably know that we need a player like this. And so when the time comes around when we want a player to help out Rodri, okay, let's say we do want Amadou Onana from Everton. Let's say we go for this. Big offensive if I'm enjoying the stream. But let's say we go for Onana. Let's say we go for him. Onana, Everton think Everton, let's say United. Let's bring it two scenarios. United going for Onana. Actually, no, let's not go for them because they kind of need an Onana player as well, to be honest. Let's say Bayern Munich going for Onana. Everton and Bayern Munich will be thinking, we'll give you 55 million for him. He's a decent player. You guys almost got relegated last season, so I think we're doing pretty good for. I think we're offering you a decent price there. Everton, I know this isn't how it goes. Wait, did I say Andre Onana? I meant Amadou. Amadou Onana. Amadou Onana. And Everton will probably think, you bring up a fair point. We ain't really got much ground to stand on. You know what? 55 million sounds good. I know that's not how contract negotiations go, but let's just play with me here. And then number 2, Man City going for Onana. Hey Everton, 55 million for Onana. What are you thinking? You guys almost got relegated last season. Everton then think, yeah, you bring up a good point, but you guys really need this kind of player, don't you? Bring it to 70 million, and maybe contract negotiations can truly begin. That is the kind of thing that'll happen because teams know that some teams probably know and probably are on top of us in terms of knowing that we need this kind of player. If we don't make a move for this kind of player sooner, then prices will go up quicker. Because the longer we delay it, the shorter amount of time that we have to buy someone and the shorter amount of times that a team has to replace someone, which means it's a sand timer basically for all parties. Something's got to happen, and I really want to see it soon. I know the Euros are going on right now, which does make contract negotiations a bit weird, but look, in fact, I'm really not even going to bring up Chelsea because Chelsea are just a bit silly. They'll sign anyone that's under 20 or under 23. Still in the youngster barrier. But you won't see many players that are at the Euros negotiating transfers right now. They'll be too focused on this. That's why you kind of see Bayern Munich going in for Elise. He wasn't called up to France. And I'm not going to say that's the case for every single player that's at the Euros. Obviously, it's not. I'm pretty sure Ian Matson has completed a transfer to Villa. Well, he's had the here we go, and he'll be a Villa player soon. But anyway, lads, it's been a good stream. It's been fun. It's been big conversations. I've enjoyed it. Hold on, actually, here, but CFR did a big comment here, so I might as well read it. Silva will be the next the walk of next season since Bernardo doesn't want to stay. Probably can't be bothered at this point. He wanted that for 4 years. That's true. That's true. I get what you're saying there. But at the same time, Bernardo Silva's never truly kicked up a fuss. He did do an interview, I'm pretty sure in the treble season. Did do an interview saying how he's kind of wanted out for a bit of time now. And it was the last thing we kind of needed considering our form. But I'm pretty sure he did do that interview. But he's never truly kicked up a fuss. Walker, on the other hand, he speaks all kind of stuff. This season, the performances have been very mixed. Well, the season just gone, performances have been very mixed. It's a weird one. I want to see a bit more commitment from Kyle Walker next season. I just want to say, we gave Kyle Walker 2-year, like a 2-year contract extension within the blink of an eye. Why didn't we do that for Ilkay Gundogan? That's what annoys me. Anyway, though, lads, big up to you all for tuning in. Really active chat today. I've really enjoyed this stream. Really got to talk about topics, and it's just good fun. And it's been nice to talk about City. I get it. The Euros have been really fun and all. And don't worry, Euros watch-alongs are obviously on the way more. So, but yeah, it's just a bit iffy. Don't you agree? Anyway, lads, big up to you all for tuning in. As per, your support is amazing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.